Well, this might be kind of random to do a video based off of one vote. Okay, about trying to do a video on what you can do to better secure your personal information and what you shouldn't do to help protect your identity. Well, this seems kind of random about doing it. So, based off of a whopping single vote equaling 100%, no, you're not getting my money because I do not care. We are going to be discussing unlock easy operator. Oil company 10%. Okay. All right. We're going to have a lot to get through. Actually, not that much. All right. So here's what we're going to be doing, okay? We're going to have a bit of ground to get through, all right? Because you need to know what something is. And what that something is going to be... I'm going to have to get through a little bit of information here, okay? And that is, what is data brokers, okay? Okay, and there's a lot of data removal services to help try to get this opt out of, and get your information deleted from data brokers, okay? So we're going to have to get through a little bit of data brokers. So actually, I'm not going to be using a lot of Google sites here, all right, because a lot of this information isn't that exactly well documented or investigated, all right? You're about to find out why that is. Okay? So we're going to be getting through a bit of something called data brokers, okay? And what are data brokers? How do they get information? What is the information they get? All right, what do they do with the information? How do they collect the information? Okay. And they're large part the reason that data brokers ain't that well documented, okay? And you're about to find out why that is, okay? All right, so let's get through what data brokers is, what data brokers does. Okay, data brokers basically builds up databases, okay? And you're probably thinking, well, information isn't that bad of something for them to build up on, okay? Well, data brokers builds up information on the customer, okay? The customer is you, all right? You watching this. You are no doubt in somebody's data somewhere, okay? So, all right, this is going to be a bit interesting to try to explain, okay? Basically what a data broker does, all right? They will basically buy information from one business, such as, well, heck with it, I'll use Walmart, okay? What data brokers will do, they'll basically buy the transactions and sells information from Walmart, okay? Then they take this information, they sort it into databases, okay? Such as, let's say for the sake of argument, you get I might as well just go through the entire top down of this, okay? Let's say you apply online for a credit card, all right? What that company will do is take that information, they'll then use not a service, or is the service itself, okay? Then they will basically apply that information. Okay. It's such an interweaving web here that basically everything just leads to data brokers, all right? You apply for a loan or a credit card, okay? Then what they do is they don't directly offer the loan, okay? Then they will actually take your application, send it to multiple banks to basically see who's going to approve you for the loan, okay? Then that particular bank will go, okay, we're going to give the loan to that person. Then basically they don't take a part of the commission. What they'll do is they'll then take the information you just provided them, your social security, your banking accounts, your name, your address, and all that, okay? Then they'll actually sell that to data brokers, putting that into their database. Then what the data brokers will then do, they'll have your banking confirmation that now they know you have that particular credit card, okay? Then what they'll do is, with that information, all right, then they'll buy, let's say, the sales information from Walmart, okay? Now, they'll have the sales information from Walmart. They don't know, Walmart doesn't exactly, well, actually, Walmart, when it comes to credit cards and debit cards, knows who buys what, okay? Then Walmart will sell that information to the data brokers, which then the data brokers will add that to the database, okay? Meaning that now they know you have that particular credit card, you have that particular banking account. Then that information will then enable them to then say, okay, you have these particular accounts, and then they'll have this database knowing you buy this stuff. All right? This is getting scary, okay? Now, they have that information, okay? Then let's say that data broker agency then contacts this other data brokerage agencies and then says, we would like your information, okay? Oh boy, this is ugly, okay? All right, then those two data brokerage sites will go, okay, you can have our information, but we want your information as well. Well, then they go, okay, we don't, let's say they don't want that information, let's pay for their information, or they will trade that information, basically building a more complete database, okay? This ain't over yet, okay? Now, the data broker sites now has your transactions, your sales, your purchases, okay? Then let's say for the sake of argument, they go, you use Facebook for free, okay? Okay? Well, they have to profit to operate the service and stuff somehow. Well, yeah, they're in advertisements, okay? Okay, yeah, they're in advertisements. The data brokers then will go to Facebook and say, we have these names, we have these addresses. We would like your social media posts for these particular individuals. Then they will buy that information from Facebook. Okay? Then, now they got that information from your social media posts, okay? Then the advertisers that's going to advertise on Facebook wants to be able to target their advertisements. Then what the advertisers will then do will go to the data broker and buy that information from them. All right? You see what's happening here, okay? They get your social media posts, they get your debit card transactions, they get your debit cards, they get your banking accounts, okay? All right? Oh, this is so effed up, all right? Now, this ain't over yet. This is not over yet, okay? We're just scratching the tip of the iceberg, okay? Now, the data brokers on top of that can go to actually different banks, okay? And then go up to these different banks. You'll notice none of them actually openly says, we do not sell your information. None of them says that, okay? Because they will sell your information. The data brokers then buys and sells and trades information, building up these huge databases off of everybody on Earth. Then they will go to the banks and go, you know what, we want your bank account information, your transactions information for these particular banking accounts for these particular people. Or they will simply go, we want, give us a set of your banking account informations and banking accounts and social security numbers and all that that has accounts here. And then the banks go, okay, how much? And then they go, here's the money. Yeah, they can even just randomly buy a bunch of it, okay? Okay, now, I've gone through how banks, credit cards, debit cards, Facebooks, Twitters, anything that's free to use will sell your information because that's how they'll profit it. All right, oh boy. Okay, now, moving on. Now, data brokers can actually get other information too because, well, let's say for the sake of argument, government, okay? Government is in large part a public entity. It is a public interest. It means nothing is secure. Nothing is allowed to be secure if it's government owned or government operated, okay? That means data brokers can just casually go over to, let's say, arrest records, tickets, and all that, and just basically just skim all that for information too, okay? And then add that to the information, okay? All right, you're probably wondering, well, gee, David, why would they want tickets, arrest records, and all that stuff? Well, it's quite simple, all right? Different law firms can actually contract with data brokers that skims this information, so that way, in the event somebody gets a speeding ticket or arrested or is even put in solitary confinement, to get that information handed to them, just by having a contract for if that happens at any point, all right? That's why in some states, you can actually, even before you can even pay, let's say, a 5 miles per hour speeding ticket, you can actually be getting, before you're even allowed to pay it, you can actually get in the mail lawyers offering to dispute speeding tickets or help you pay the speeding ticket, even before you can even pay it. All right. So yeah, it's freaky. All right. It's freaky. All right. And if you realize how embedded data brokerage companies are in every aspect of business, it's freaky. All right. Okay. It's freaky. All right, and that's why basically now data brokers is, since it's actually getting now more noticed, okay, and it's actually impacting everybody, okay, it's getting ridiculous, okay. In fact, one YouTuber I watch actually is signed up for one of these. I think it's Delete Me, and he had, I think at the start when he signed up, he had I think 47 to 57 data brokerage sites his information's on. And they got it down to 6, okay? All right? Yeah, their brokerage sites is literally, it's freaky, okay? How big they are. All right? And they will aggressively survive, okay? Even if a state says you cannot collect this information, they'll just simply move the data to another country. Okay, so that way they don't have to comply to certain states or governments' regulations. Okay, they will not. All right. Now, that's a lot of deer on that Facebook post.
Because he saved one deer.
Yeah. Okay, so now, how does that apply to your information? Okay, data brokers could sell that information they collect to anybody on the dark web, to business and individual. Anybody, heck, a hacker could breach a data broker's servers and just dump the information online. Bank accounts, credit cards, social security numbers, home addresses, family members, all of that. What you buy, what you sold, where you go. Okay? Data brokers don't care. They buy and sell information about you. All right? Heck, even if you get a car loan, because most dealerships, okay, don't just simply apply directly to multiple banks. Even if they did apply directly to multiple banks, it doesn't matter. Your brokers will still buy the information. 10 to 1, the company that you get the car at your dealership that you get the car loan through will probably sell the information to a data broker too. Okay? In fact, here's Incogni. It's another one that deals with trying to get data brokers to delete your information. And unfortunately, I'm going to hate to say it, the fact you're watching this video on YouTube means that 10 to 1, you probably, because of how the United States and other countries work, okay, 10 to 1, you probably already have a banking account. You've probably already gotten multiple credit cards or even bank loans. That's the sad thing about it. All right. So what can you do about improving your privacy of your information? Well, for starters, let's start with the top of the list, okay? Don't apply for a loan or a credit card unless you thoroughly look them up. And I do mean thoroughly. I mean, you got to be so scrutinizing, okay, about them that you have to be 100% sure they don't sell your information to someone else. Okay? You got to be brutally scrutinizing about this. Okay? And if you can't call them and talk to somebody before you even apply for one and ask questions, do they sell your information to data brokers? All right? And if they say yes or no, I'm not even shitting you here. You might even want to consider recording the phone call when you ask them. Okay? And don't use free email services. Okay? Unfortunately, the problem is that almost everything is flowing through Google now. Okay? That means chances are, even then, your information still might not be secure if they're in some way going through Google for something, okay? All right? And as for social media, well, honestly, I wouldn't even honestly, I would think twice about even setting up a Facebook account in the first place. Even if you set up a Facebook account, lie! Don't use your real name, don't use your real address, don't use your real information. And if they and you might even think twice about giving any free websites your phone number. Okay? Because that's going to bite you in the butt. And cash is king. Alright? Alright? Even think twice about getting a banking account. Because I could do a whole video on how bad the banking industry is right now. And 10 to 1, I would bet good money a lot of is that most of the banks and credit unions is probably breaking down and selling your information just to keep the lights on. It's the banks aren't. The whole United States banking system is not in good shape. It's not in good shape. They're doing everything they can to maintain the lie that they are. All right. Okay. Now, moving on. We're going to. You probably heard about this, okay? You probably heard about this, all right? It's called Nintendo Data Leak, Nintendo Giga Leak, all right? I'm going to spare you a lot, okay? If you keep your data stored on cloud storage, there's actually been some reports that the Nintendo Data Leak, the Nintendo Giga Leak, as it's also known as, all right, and another leak from I think it was Funimation audio files and Nickelodeon leaks. Okay, all right. There's been some floating around that those leaks were actually from cloud services that they were using, like let's say Google. Okay, so if you use any cloud storage. All right, that means that basically, let's say for the sake of argument, okay, you have a hard drive with a lot of information on it, and you give it to somebody else to store it for you, okay? What's stopping that person from just basically taking your information and just dumping it on a forum somewhere? All right. So if you're storing information on a cloud service, okay, you're basically trusting another company with an untold amount of employees to hold your information. All right. So one or two of the recent data leaks was actually found to actually been a Google Cloud storage service somewhere. One of the employees basically saw what their data was there and didn't like their current, something that they did as a company, and basically just took the information and just basically was on that particular cloud server and just dumped it online. All of it. Yeah. there's other reasons. Is even before cloud storage was popular, a teenager actually had some photos that was stored on a cloud service somewhere, and then somebody had hacked into her cloud server and dumped all of her photos and everything she had on it. And this is before cloud storage even became stupidly popular. So yeah. Yeah. Think twice about using cloud storage. Alright? I mean, if I want to keep my data safe, alright, I would just simply buy a. Actually, I can just literally show you. Alright? Everybody shops on Amazon. Everybody's got an Amazon account. And just look up Amazon data breach. Actually, I'll just do that right now. Yeah, I'll go 2024. Why not? Yeah. That website didn't load properly. I'm not even going to worry about it. It's probably because I'm using, Firefox. Yeah. Oh, here's a good one. Here's a good one. Here's a good one. Here's a good one. Yeah, you want to play a Sony game now on Steam or something like that? And you have to have a Sony account now? Yeah. Okay. Point made. All right. Now to the point. All right, to my point here. All right. If you can't keep the data yourself in your own home, then consider it not secure. Okay? Oh, great. How'd that happen? All right? You got all kinds of ways of buying blank medium storages, all right? Yeah, if you don't keep the data in your own home, consider it not secure. Okay? All right. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, but to be so bleak about this, but yeah, the best thing you can do is when you get a debit card or a credit card, consider it already compromised. The only thing you can do is just basically watch your transactions and pray to God. That's it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this if your data wasn't already out there. And unfortunately, employers are going more and more now to using an app you have to install in an Android or an iPhone now to even clock into a lot of jobs now. So tend to when you want to end up with a Google or an Apple account now. And both is a joke in its purest form. In fact, you ain't got a third or a fourth option. Okay, in itself. Is sad. All right. Well, 24 minutes on how badly, if you're watching this video, 10 to 1, your information's already out there. Ain't. Yeah. You wanted it. You voted yes on this one. All right. So as always, thank you for watching, and peace out, everyone. And no, I'm not doing the Martian thing, and I'm not doing the other event thing. So, thank you for watching, everybody, and peace out. It's 24 minutes. It's saying how bad the information has been compromised.